Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, Maine State Police have identified the person killed in a pedestrian crash in Newburgh.
According to spokesperson Shannon Moss, the pedestrian killed on Friday on Route 69 in Newburgh has been identified as 27-year-old Cameron Cluley of Newburgh. Moss says Cluley was struck by a vehicle on Route 69 at approximately 12:15 Friday afternoon. Maine State Police continue to investigate the circumstances of that fatal incident.
According to Governor Janet Mills, Mainers can expect to see relief checks in the mail in the coming weeks. Devin Dagnall has more on that.
After a nearly month-long wait, Governor Janet Mills has announced that the first round of energy relief payments is in the mail.
Soon enough.
What was that?
Not soon enough.
On January 4th, the governor signed LD3, which, in part, guaranteed that 880,000 eligible Mainers would receive $450 checks to help combat the state's rising heating cost. Some Mainers say it's not the right move.
I don't think it's necessary. I think that energy costs are high and there's a reason for that, and the woman sending out those checks is responsible for the reason for those energy hikes. So I think she's just chasing her tail.
According to a press release from the governor's office, the first round covers 5,000 qualifying Mainers who could see checks in the mail as early as next week. The same press release announced starting next week, the Maine Revenue Service will be mailing out an estimated 200,000 checks per week. It was also stated most Mainers should receive their checks no later than the end of March.
Some people need help, and I believe they should be helped.
According to the Fuel Assistance Program Manager at Penquis, Lynn Lugden, the news about the checks couldn't have come at a better time.
I think the people in the state of Maine have really need this at this time. We're in the middle of the winter. We haven't had a lot of cold weather yet, but we are going to be receiving some, as we know, this weekend.
After a nearly month-long wait, Governor Janet Mills has announced that the first round of energy relief payments is in the mail.
Soon enough.
Bit of a technical issue with that story there. Apologies. In other news tonight, a Maine man who's been missing in Massachusetts for more than a month has been found dead. According to our media partners WGME in Portland, the body of 31-year-old Michael Gray was found in Salem Harbor on Thursday. Gray was last seen on December 10th after he reportedly locked himself out of his car in Peabody, Massachusetts. Gray called police for help, but they say he wasn't able to get in, so he got a ride to a family member's workplace in Peabody. His family never saw him again. Authorities say they found items that belonged to Gray off the coast of Salem earlier this month. Then his body was found in the harbor on Thursday by a passerby. His death remains under investigation.
Law enforcement officials are taking time to remind people about the importance of keeping their vehicles in safe condition. Our Matthew Juronsic has more.
Heading deeper into winter, it's important to remember to keep your car up to date, and that starts with getting a proper inspection sticker.
If you're driving around with a blue inspection sticker in Maine, you're violating the law. So we're giving folks friendly reminders, don't drive around with a blue inspection sticker.
2023's car inspection sticker is an orange color. Greeley says driving around with the green sticker is fine, but to be aware that you'll eventually need to get your car checked out.
We want it to be a friendly reminder from the Holden Police Department. We're not looking to give you tickets. We don't benefit financially from giving you a ticket. We want to make sure you're complying with those sorts of things.
Being pulled over for an invalid inspection sticker usually results in a $148 fine. Starting Tuesday, if you happen to be pulled over in the town of Holden, you may have a different experience. Chief Greeley says his department will be giving violators a second chance to redeem themselves. If they agree to get a proper inspection sticker, they will earn a gift card while supplies last. Twin City Tire and Service Foreman Jake Worcester says doing a simple inspection makes a huge difference for everyone on the road.
So vehicle inspections are very important, not only for your safety, but the safety of everybody else on the road. Periodically, you need to check all the important items, tires, brakes, steering, suspension components.
Greeley says he wants all motorists to drive safely and be prepared for any conditions, especially during a very active winter season.
You're driving with bald tires, you're driving with defective brakes or lights that aren't working properly, and you've got a passenger, a loved one, somebody you care about, and something happens, right? You slip into another car, you cause an accident, you injure yourself, a loved one, or an innocent third party. There are a lot of legal ramifications for that.
In Holden, Matthew Juroncic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, as the statewide housing crisis continues to worsen, the city of Waterville is welcoming a new housing development. Our AJ Douglas heard from a Waterville resident in search of more affordable housing options in that area.
Residents across the state of Maine are feeling financial woes as housing rates continue to rise. Renters say finding affordable housing vacancies is a struggle.
It's very, very hard. I'm paying $900 plus lights right now.
Manor Gardens LLC is a family-owned realty company that has begun construction for 20 townhouse and duplex-style apartment units at 54 College Avenue in Waterville. The parent company, Archon Realty, has been renovating existing units on the north end of Waterville for the past 35 years.
Just trying to expand on their mission of providing just excellent quality, safe housing with a community atmosphere.
3 of the 20 duplex units underway will offer a affordable housing option.
The idea of having kind of up and downstairs living in one unit just to mitigate, having somebody above you or to the side of you, just to try to create an atmosphere, an environment where folks can kind of have their own privacy.
Mike Curran, co-owner and chief operating officer for Manor Gardens LLC, says the city of Waterville has supported the project from the very beginning.
If they know that there's a housing issue and they are trying to, promote new housing, promote really any housing they can, just to help with the inventory levels in the city.
Curran says phase 1 of the project is expected to be complete by end of 2023, and phase 2 would provide almost a dozen additional housing units on Maple Street. Apartments will cost between $1,300 to $1,350 for 2-bedroom apartments and $1,000 to $1,050 for 1-bedrooms, with the affordable housing units costing less. In Waterville, AJ Douglas, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Former Assistant House Minority Leader Joel Stetkis is now the new Maine Republican Party chair following a disappointing midterm election for the GOP. Former chair Demi Kouzounis was ousted during a closed-door meeting over the weekend in Augusta. Stetkis, who used to represent House District 105, won with 83 votes compared to 57 for Kouzounis. The change in leadership comes after Republican Paul LePage was handily defeated in the governor's race, and Republicans failed to flip either chamber.
Well, a fire in Freeport destroyed an elderly couple's home as well as more than one family pet. Johnny Matthew reports.
A fire broke out at this home on Route 136 late Sunday night. The couple who lives here was able to escape on their own, but they had trouble getting to safety due to the deep snow. Luckily, a first responder was in the right place at the right time.
The police department happened to be just down the street running radar, so they're about within a mile. The 2 occupants of the building had made their way out and kind of got stuck in the snow and so forth. And the chill, the officer assisted them to his cruiser and got them in there so they were warm and safe.
Freeport Fire Chief Paul Connolly says it was an elderly couple. They were both transported to the hospital due to smoke inhalation, and one of them with a wound on her hand. The smoke and flames stripped the structure to the beams, almost everything charred and black, wood and siding littering the snow around the house. One firefighter says the fire spread fast, getting a, quote, head start, and wishes it were more of a fair fight.
Flames coming out through the front, right up through the roof, heavy fire load, and definitely had time to advance in the house.
Chief Conley also says at least 3 dogs did not make it out. Crews dealt with less than ideal conditions when maneuvering through slippery roads and heavy snow. They got the call just before 11, and tankers were called in from multiple other towns, with the nearest hydrant being over 3 miles away.
But we rely on our mutual aid towns tremendously these days because we don't have the same level of staffing that we used to have with the volunteer and call people, 10 years ago.
The smell of smoke still lingering hours later here on Durham Road. The State Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause.
That was Johnny Maffey reporting. Meanwhile, the International Association of Firefighters is raising awareness about PFAS, also known as forever chemicals, in firefighting turnout gear. We first told you about the forever chemicals found in firefighting gear last September. That's when firemen shared with us that their turnout gear has 3 layers: a thermal layer, a moisture layer, and an outer layer. The PFAS is applied to that outer layer as a water-resistant agent, which helps shed water off the gear. Today in Nevada, union leaders, lawyers, and firefighters all gathered to discuss the negative impacts of the toxic chemicals and the toll that they're taking.
There's current studies right now that show higher levels of PFAS in firefighters. We get that chronic exposure every time we come to work. It can remain in your blood for 3 to 9 years, and they're showing high levels.
A new documentary called Burned was also released, revealing the significant exposure firefighters have had to these forever chemicals. Obviously, putting on that gear is just part of the job that they are used to and dedicated to doing every day. But obviously, with these concerns popping up, you want to make that job as safe as you can for these people who are making situations safe for others.
It's also important to gain an appreciation for how pervasive PFAS chemicals are and the numerous ways in which they are entering our physical being.
Right.
I remember a little while ago we spoke to Erin. We were present when Erin Brockovich spoke to the public, and she said it's a multi-pronged problem that requires a multi-pronged approach.
Yeah.
And that is definitely true. Whether we're talking about water supply, food supply, now we're talking about firefighter gear. They're just everywhere, unfortunately, and we're only really now starting to appreciate just how pervasive they are.
Definitely having a big impact on many communities, but it's good that we're starting the conversation
addressing
around
it. Yeah, for sure. Well, with a little bit more on what Mother Nature has in store, let's turn things over to Jeff Weller and take a first look at our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Monday. Your first weather is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. And okay, for us today, we have some light snow out there. This is not a big event, but it is cold out. It's fluffy snow, likely a 1 to 3 inch snowfall tonight, ending shortly. Then tomorrow morning, the road should recover pretty quickly around here. And then some sunshine back in the forecast throughout the afternoon. Wave 1's coming through now. Wave 2 comes through later on tonight. So overall, still some light snow yet to get through this evening into early parts of tomorrow morning. And it looks like this. Again, a 1 to 2 to 3 inch snowfall for most areas tonight. Lighter kind of fluffy snow. We got this. And then tomorrow becomes much better throughout the afternoon. After we did this today, 38 here in Bangor, 34 in Millinocket. Temperatures will not be this warm tomorrow. Our forecast then tonight, though, snow showers winding down from midnight with low temperatures in the 20s. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
Alrighty, Jeff, thanks so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll have a story about how you can pour beer for a good cause.
And we'll tell you how a Handon woman is caring for Maine's graveyards. Those stories and much more after this.
So, what do you think?
I think I like what I see. It's your car.
When Zulke Tree Service wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Zulke Tree Service has been serving the greater Bangor area since 2018. Zulke Tree Service offers free in-person quotes. Give us a call today.
When the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The More True team works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
The Honor Dogs are a group of fringe separatists planning an attack. We need your help.
911 Lone Star, all new Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Hello, everyone. Coming up on the next Good Morning Maine, many parents are concerned about their children's mental health, and social media may be making it worse. The U.S. Surgeon General says new research shows 13 years old is still too early for young people to get social media. We'll have the story on the next Good Morning Maine.
Welcome back. In a letter to readers of the Bangor Daily News, the general manager of print, Todd Johnston, told subscribers that the newspaper will be going digital only on Mondays starting in March. The newspaper says that this is a way to save on the growing expense of printing and delivering the newspaper 6 days a week. Johnston says that these savings will enable them to maintain the staff of journalists who work to provide news from around the state. The change to the service takes effect on March 6th.
Literacy Volunteers of Bangor says they're looking for some volunteers to join and have some fun while helping out the organization. The nonprofit helps adults who want to improve their reading skills, and they're fundraising to support that mission. Their biggest fundraiser is a literacy tea on April 2nd. Volunteers decorate tables using their choice of a children's book theme and host people at that table. Volunteers are also needed to pour beer at Bangor on Tap. That's taking place April 8th. It's a 4 or 8 hour shift, and vendors donate money to literacy volunteers for the amount of time that they spend pouring beer.
So, some people say, well, I can't commit to being a tutor. That's a weekly commitment. That's a little bit too much that I can give at this time. But this one time a year episodic volunteer of 4 hours to pour beer is perfect.
And anyone who's interested in volunteering for either event should sign up by March 10th. You can get more information by going to their website or calling Literacy Volunteers of Bangor.
Well, a Hamden woman is taking her love of genealogy and history to the grave, literally. Jackie Murch spends a lot of volunteer hours at Maine cemeteries where she cleans the headstones belonging to those who lived long ago. And as our Jody Hersey shares, it's an act of service that this resident is pleased to provide to her community.
Jackie Murch finds purpose as well as peace at the Locust Grove Cemetery in Hamden. It's just one of the locations in Maine where during the warmer months she spends her time cleaning headstones of those who are laid to rest.
Just the sense of doing something for the community that nobody else is doing, and that maybe it doesn't look important, but when you're driving by it all day, what does it say about the town you live in?
Murch learned decades ago that towns maintain the cemetery grounds and trim trees if necessary, but no one is in charge of repairing or cleaning the stones.
And if there's no family left in the area, then they just topple over or they get covered with lichen and they're not legible.
So Murch looked into and ordered the same cleaning solution used at Arlington National Cemetery.
It doesn't hurt the stone, it doesn't hurt any of the vegetation or plants that are around it, and over time it just lightens and lightens and lightens.
Through her meticulous cleaning and care, Murch has uncovered headstones of Maine sailors, stone cutters, and even a war hero who served under Napoleon I. Markers that were previously unreadable, now on display for all to see.
You can just lose yourself in what you're doing. And I don't know, I love it.
Murch says spending time at Maine cemeteries is a cleaning project she is both honored and privileged to provide for those who have made our country and communities what they are today.
It just says that they are important, that just because they are gone does not mean that we just write them off. We're here and we have what we have in this community because of what people before us did.
In Hamden, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Such a great act of service there. Meanwhile, Husson University celebrated the opening of a new Center for Marketing earlier today during a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
3, 2, 1.
Is a student-run marketing and graphic design center where students will create marketing plans as well as logos and websites for corporate partners and area businesses. The university also celebrated the debut of its new mobile production unit.
They really enjoy the experiential learning. From the standpoint, it prepares them for the jobs that they're going to have in the future. Additionally, the mobile production unit, all the equipment is brand new. And so to put it together, have students be involved, and now have them be able to use it is just amazing.
Hansen says the center mutually benefits students and the businesses and organizations they partner with. Certainly will be a big boost to them and able to get those creative juices flowing in a space that just makes sense for all of that.
Well, and there's nothing like being able to graduate from school and tell your prospective employers, I already have real world experience because we had this great facility at school.
Such a big bonus.
Big bonus there.
Yep.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we'll have the latest developments from the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
And we'll bring you an update on what are shaping up to be contentious budget discussions on Capitol Hill. That story right after the break.
Get the lowest prices of the season on ultra-luxurious stationery and reclining furniture during Flex Deal's Latitude sale. Feel the comfort and luxury of our Port Royal and Rhapsody leather and fabric sectionals. Or feel the power of our Wicklow and Miller leather power reclining collection. All made with the heart of steel. The quality and comfort is Flex Deal. Save big today during Flex Deal's Latitude sale.
Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden, open 7 days a week until 5 p.m.
Since 1950, Fairhaven Camps, located in Brooks, Maine, has provided quality Christian summer camping experiences to young people from Maine and beyond. At Fairhaven Camps, we empower youth from ages 6 through 17 to seek the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Fairhaven Camps offers day or overnight camps as well as horsemanship and wilderness camps. Fairhaven Camps is now hiring for summer staff and accepting registration for campers. To sign up, apply, or donate, please visit www.fairhavencamps.org or call us today.
Having a hard time finding that perfect gift? No worries. From now until February 14th, Quality Jewelers is offering one-stop shopping for all your Valentine's Day needs. Every purchase will come with a bonus gift, and our gift package makes shopping this Valentine's Day easy. You'll get chocolates, a stuffed animal, and a Valentine's Day card to fill out. If you're looking for the easiest way to really impress that special someone, look no further than Quality Jewelers. Quality Jewelers, locally owned and operated, Penobscot Plaza, Bangor.
Say goodbye to lag times and death spirals with our crazy fast fiber internet. At GoNet Speed, we've dropped our prices on fiber. That means hello to fast fiber internet starting at just $49.95 per month. Or go up to 1 gig, that's 1,000 megabits per second, for only $69.95 a month. The lowest prices we've ever offered. No contract, no hidden fees, no joke. Visit GoNetSpeed.com to check availability in your area.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Gilman Electrical Supply, Hometown Health Center, Howard Insurance, Irish Collision Center, Leona Mays Antique and Gift Shop, and R&R Auto Body.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Moscow warns additional Western weapons could escalate the fighting in Ukraine. This comes as Russian forces ramp up their attacks on civilian areas. Fox's Trey Yangst has more.
In the east, a missile struck an apartment building in the city of Kharkiv. Rescue crews found the body of a civilian in the debris. While in the southern city of Kherson, shelling hit a hospital, school, and bank over the weekend. 3 people were killed and nearly a dozen others injured.
That's not what the Russians were doing 9 months ago. Now they are deliberately targeting civilian infrastructure. They're going to go for broke. They'd rather crush and destroy the whole country of Ukraine than to admit defeat and go home and humiliation.
As the fighting intensifies, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is asking Western allies to speed up their supply of weapons into his country. The U.S., Germany, and other European countries plan to send main battle tanks, but that process could take several months. On Monday, NATO's chief called on South Korea to provide direct military support for Ukrainian forces.
If we believe in freedom, if we believe in
in democracy. If you don't want autocracy and tyranny to win, then they need weapons.
But Russian officials have criticized the additional aid, warning it will only escalate the conflict and won't change Moscow's goals in Ukraine.
Ukraine keeps demanding new weapons, and the West is encouraging those demands. It's a deadlock.
Ukrainian officials want to increase their weapons supply by spring when fighting is expected to ramp up. In Kyiv, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
We're still months away from a potential U.S. default, but the deal-making is underway between Republicans on Capitol Hill and the White House. The problem is both seem really far apart already, with little energy to compromise. Fox's Lauren Blanchard has more from Washington.
The budget and debt limit standoff continues as Republicans are adamant the White House agreed to spending cuts in exchange for their votes to raise the debt ceiling.
To think that the president believes there's no place in government you can't cut and have a savings for the hardworking taxpayers, there's so much waste out there. And we've got to put ourselves back on a trajectory that balances.
Wednesday, Speaker Kevin McCarthy is planning to meet with President Biden, where the debt limit will be a top priority.
Show me your budget, I'll show you mine.
A White House spokesperson said Speaker McCarthy is using cuts to Medicare and Social Security as ransom in their negotiations, but Republicans deny that claim.
Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, interest on the national debt are all on the mandatory side of the spending equation, and Speaker McCarthy has been clear and unequivocal that Medicare and Social Security will be safe and not cut.
The nation's debt is more than $31 trillion. The U.S. Treasury is already using extraordinary measures to pay the nation's bills. But Secretary Janet Yellen warned if Congress doesn't raise the limit by sometime in June, the U.S. could be facing a historic and disastrous default.
Everyone's life in this country will take many steps backward if we default.
It's not just House Republicans that want cuts. Roughly half of GOP senators have signed a letter demanding spending reforms to reduce the deficit. Without them, they will not vote for a debt ceiling increase. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Well, the immigration crisis now reaching a long way from the southern border. Dozens of migrants in Midtown Manhattan are refusing orders to move to Brooklyn. Fox's David Lee Miller is in New York with the latest.
Dozens of migrants living on the streets of Manhattan's West Side are refusing the city's demand to pack up. They are all single men who were told this weekend they were being relocated from a hotel to make room for migrant families, including women and children. Some refused to leave their rooms and spent the day negotiating with city officials. The men were all provided new housing at a cruise line terminal in Brooklyn that has been set up as a temporary shelter. Advocates for the migrants say this is a video recorded at the site. A number of the migrants say the terminal is cold, doesn't have enough bathrooms, and is too far away from businesses where they could find work. This man, who said he was from the Dominican Republic, broke down in tears, explaining why he would rather live on the street.
I feel bad because they are treating us really poorly by taking us to that place. That place is not for human beings. Do you understand?
The mayor's office issued a statement reading in part, the facilities at the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal will provide the same services as every other humanitarian relief center in the city. City officials say 42,000 migrants, most bused from Texas, arrived in the city since spring and overwhelmed the budget and resources. Other cities, including Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, are struggling to cope with migrant influxes. In Chicago, the mayor is asking for $54 million to fund emergency services for migrants. For now, authorities say some are being housed in a public school. Some residents oppose the plan.
You are helping people different countries instead of helping people in this country.
The standoff continues at the migrant encampment this evening on Manhattan's West Side. The migrants say they will not leave, and the city says they cannot return to the hotel. One migrant from Venezuela told us they will remain on the street until they receive acceptable permanent housing. In New York, David Lee Miller, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the Tyree Nichols video is reviving urgent calls for Congress to pass a police reform law. Any change, however, will face an uphill challenge. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
Tyree Nichols' brutal beating prompting familiar calls from Memphis to Congress.
And Lord, comfort the loved ones
of Tyre Nichols.
The Congressional Black Caucus is requesting a meeting with President Biden to push for negotiations on federal police reform. But Congress has been here before. In 2021, the House passed the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. The bill stalled in the Senate after bipartisan negotiations, led in part by Republican Senator Tim Scott and Democratic Senator Cory Booker, fell apart.
I think he and Senator Scott should sit down again quickly to see if we can revive that effort.
On the other hand, Congressman Jim Jordan believes no federal law would have made a difference in Nichols' death, preferring for any change to be done at a state or local level instead.
What strikes me is just a lack of respect for human life. So I don't know that any law, any training, any reform is going to change.
And there are concerns that conversations around policing could hinder recruitment efforts at a time when police departments nationwide are struggling with shortages.
Why would you want to become a law enforcement officer when you don't have the protection and the support of the people and the prosecutor?
Tyre Nichols' family will be attending President Biden's State of the Union next week as guests of the Congressional Black Caucus. In Washington, Martha Rivera, Fox News.
Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll bring you an update to a story we had a while ago about a terminally ill woman's mission to travel to every national park.
And in sports, Maine men's basketball has rattled off 3 wins in a row now. They look to keep it going this Wednesday at Bryant. That story after the break. Stay with us.
I'm gonna make this right.
You can tell me the truth.
Accused, Tuesday on Fox.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences, find new roads. Qualified lessees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for around $399 a month. Or current Chevy owners can get $2,500 total cash allowance when you purchase.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
For over 75 years, Ariens has been blowing away the competition. Ariens snow throwers simply overpower other brands. See for yourself by watching the screen and then head to Jim Small Engines in Arlington, where these fabulous high-throwing Ariens snow throwers are on sale at unbelievable prices. Jim Small Engines brings 40 years experience in sales and service, and Jim knows that Ariens snow throwers are the best, but supplies are limited, so watch the screen and take advantage of the great sale prices on Ariens snow throwers now at Jim Small Engines, Snows Corner Road, Arlington.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of Branch Pond Computers, Cormier Bus Service, Kelly Joe State Farm Insurance Agent, Sheer Attraction Salon, Tilton's Auction, and Whitney Supermarket.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
The CEO of TikTok will testify before Congress in March. The Wall Street Journal reports that TikTok CEO Shou Zi Chew will testify before the House Energy and Commerce Committee on March 23rd, and that Chew will be the only witness that day. The committee's chair, Republican Kathy McMorris Rogers of Washington State, tells the Journal that TikTok has knowingly allowed the Chinese Communist government the ability to access the data of American users. TikTok, for their part, has said it will never share data with the Chinese government and has also suggested a plan to house the data of American users on a separate server located in the U.S.
Owners of certain Kia and Hyundai models will now have less options for auto insurance coverage. State Farm and Progressive insurance companies say they will no longer issue policies for certain Kia and Hyundai models in some cities. Some 2015 through 2019 models are affected. Those models are too easy to steal because they lack anti-theft technology found in cars today. The companies say the changes apply to new policies.
Meanwhile, piles of food waste keep appearing in a cemetery in the city of Bath. Officials are trying to determine who is responsible and are questioning why somebody would do such a thing. Asia Reed has the story.
Oak Grove Cemetery here in Bath has become a dumping ground for food waste. The director of Parks and Rec says this has to stop.
Piles of onions, tomatoes, and green pepper were at the cemetery Monday. The public confused on why the culprit chose this location.
Ideally, they'd be composting in their backyard, but probably not in the cemetery.
I don't think it's a good thing. I don't know why they're doing it.
There are 2 food waste drop-off sites here in Bath, one not too far from the cemetery. The city has a contract with Garbage to Gardens, which means it's free for residents.
We, aim to make composting as easy and accessible as possible, and it couldn't be easier than just showing up to the kiosk.
Caroline Fedigan says putting scraps there is useless. It won't be made into a reusable product as it would at a composting site.
What's more likely to happen is just the food scraps are going to be scattered around by the wind and by animals.
Parks and Rec members and Garbage to Gardens say they're not sure why someone is dumping this here or who is doing it. Residents have their theories.
Maybe they're trying to make a statement, whoever's doing it. I don't know.
I work in town, and I know that there's a lot of stuff that gets put into our dumpsters on occasion, so maybe they just don't have a place to put it.
Parks and Rec says to contact them if you know who is throwing their veggies out at the cemetery.
That was Asia Reed reporting. Meanwhile, a cancer survivor we last spoke to back in December shared an update on her plans to travel across the nation as part of a bucket list following her terminal diagnosis. Susan Curran says she feels great despite repeated bone cancer treatments, and she's still planning to visit every national park in the country. Curran started a GoFundMe account asking for $10,000 to finance the cross-country trip. At this time, she's met just over $6,000 towards her goal. Now, Curran is offering to donate her hair to a foundation that makes wigs for children with cancer in an effort to meet the $10,000 mark.
Now, I really needed the $10,000 as my goal because gas prices are so high, and I really need to have that in a reserve for when I get out there, so I'm not stranded somewhere waiting for my next check to come through.
And plans to begin the nationwide trip in September. Just really admire her spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so amazing to see her committing to these plans, and I'll see the support along the way, too.
And to be so upbeat, with the adversity that she's facing, you hope that she's able to reach that goal. But I have to say, right now is not the best time to be traveling anyway.
Right.
And who knows when the wintry weather is going to end. It seems to be spread out all across the country.
Yeah.
So with a little bit more, or with more on what's coming our way, the full 5-day is coming up. Stay with us.
The light snow showers out there now will wind down tonight. Still some messy roads, though, tomorrow morning, followed by a slow recovery and some sunshine back in the forecast. Those details for you when I come back.
Believe it or not, there is something better than winning an award for best brand and dependability. Being behind the wheel. Get 2.9% APR for 48 months on a new 2023 Forte.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemmainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
Lease a new 2023 Nero Hybrid LX for $309 a month.
Masked-nificent new costumes on The Masked Singer, February 15th on Fox.
What a weekend. A snowpack in place, especially north and west of the Bangor area. Some pretty good weather. And now it's going to continue. Some light snow out there tonight, giving us a 1 to 3 inch snowfall and then a break for several days. But the narrative will change toward the end of the week to some really cold temperatures coming our way. Okay, so here's our snowpack again. There was lots of snow on the ground just north of Bangor and Millinocket area. Traveling that way, again, trails are in great shape, but we're going to keep the snow around now as temperatures today were above freezing. Tomorrow, not so much. All right, so this little system out there now around our area bringing us some light snow tonight. Again, a widespread kind of 1 to 3 inch snowfall, not the biggest deal ever, right? That'll be out of here by tomorrow morning, and then we're going to bring back some sunshine throughout the afternoon tomorrow. But for now, here comes round 1 in the area right now, round 2 back behind us. So overall, light snow and flurries in the forecast through about sunrise tomorrow. Timing not great. Morning commute probably slowed down a bit in most locations with that light snow across our area. But again, by midday tomorrow, this thing is out of here. Here are 11:30, and it's long gone. And we have decreasing clouds throughout the afternoon. And in fact, we have some sunshine back in the forecast through tomorrow afternoon, and followed by a very nice night tomorrow night. Okay, so the snowfall looks like this. So this is not going to be the big one, but there is some snow out there, and it is accumulating. So whatever's falling will stick with temperatures below freezing out there now. So morning commute's going to be a thing in some areas. Places that get more than close to 3 inches of snow, likely worse off places that get more than 1 inch of snow. But overall, you get the idea that snow is out there now. It's light and fluffy, easy to move around into tomorrow morning. Looking down the road, though, the narrative's going to change. So we're going to talk about snow tonight, and then we're done with the snow for a bit. And then a really strong cold front gets in here on Friday, and that's going to likely hold high temperatures this weekend below zero in many spots. So here we go, the cold air kind of rushing in. And we haven't done this a lot so far this year, but here comes the colder air. We're going to get out of the storm track and lock in the Arctic air, and that's going to give us those colder temperatures. Today, though, not so much, right? 34 Millinocket, 38 here in Bangor. The average high is still 24, 25, 26 across our area. All of us did that and then some today, but over the weekend, not so much as the colder air is coming in. For tonight, though, snow showers are out there now. A couple more waves to get through tonight. A 1 to 3 inch snowfall with low temperatures down near 17, and a calm wind after midnight for tomorrow. Gradual clearing, some morning flurries, followed by gradual clearing, but high temperatures tomorrow, below freezing at 25. So all the snow is going to stick around, but the northwest wind could gust near 30, kind of blowing and drifting the snow around and dropping wind chill values throughout the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows tomorrow 25, Wednesday 21, Thursday 32, but then a cold front comes through on Friday, the high of 15 dropping. Low temperatures Friday night, 22 degrees below zero, and then Saturday we could not recover above zero with temperatures hanging out pretty much near zero all day long. Beth?
So that is going to be tough. Definitely, if you have animals, bring them inside.
Yeah, no doubt. And be sure to also, if you're taking them outside, make sure that they're nice and bundled up like
Keep
yourself,
it brief.
too. Yeah, that too.
And check on your neighbors.
Indeed.
All right, well, sports is coming up. Stay with us.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Napa knows how to stay warm. And with 29 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts has just what you need to prepare for any outdoor activity. Lightweight, durable, and designed for comfort, Milwaukee's heat-on-demand jackets and hoodies are the perfect cold weather gear. No matter the job, no matter the weather, you'll be ready for anything. And while you're here, sign up for Napa Rewards. You'll save more each time you shop. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Who can you call when you need immediate help, any time of day or night? Always giving you and your family peace of mind.
AAA's legendary roadside assistance is a network with over 50,000 vehicles that respond to more than 32 million assistance calls every year.
If something happens and we're broken down, my family's not going to be stranded.
There are so many benefits to membership, and AAA is there if you're locked out of your car, need a tow, run out of gas, have a flat tire, or a dead battery.
You know, if you have one flat tire or one battery service, that membership fee pays for itself.
Wherever you go, wherever you are, you can trust AAA to be there when you need them.
Join today and a full year of AAA membership is just $53. We'll waive the membership admission fee, and as a special bonus, you'll receive a one-year membership for an eligible family member. Don't wait another second. Call to join AAA right now.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We'll start with some hoops. Don't look now, but Maine men's basketball is on a 3-game win streak, with 2 of them coming against the top team in America East at the time. The Black Bears beat Albany this past weekend for their 3rd win in a row after beating Binghamton and UMass Lowell, who each sat in first place when the matchup happened. Their win this past weekend was a 4-point victory on the road, with Maine clinching the win late in the second half. This past season, it's kind of gone the other way in those close games. We caught up with head coach Chris Markwood, who said the defense is what's really been making the difference for his team as of late.
Some of them went in the wrong direction for us through the early part of conference play, but we were in position in a lot of those games and just couldn't finish them out. And I thought, the last couple, we've made the toughness plays that we've needed to, especially on the defensive side of the basketball, to finish those games. And I think that's been the biggest difference. I think if you look at this 3-game win streak.
A huge piece for Maine the whole season, really, but especially these last few games has been freshman guard Jaden Clayton, who's celebrating his birthday on Monday. Happy birthday, Jaden. Clayton gave Maine a late lead in the second half against Albany, and then he pretty much sealed it with some last-minute free throws, too. Coach Markwood says that Clayton's talent has been on display all season, but now he's starting to match that with some confidence.
We knew coming in he was prepared to play right away at this level. And I think with him, as any freshman, you've just seen the growth in terms of confidence. I think he knew deep down that he was going to be able to come in and be an impact guy, and he was from day one. I mean, he had some great games for us early on. But he's just really settled in on both sides of the ball.
All right, they look to keep it going Wednesday at Bryant, tournament team from last year. Let's stay with the Black Bears now, and we'll stay on the hardwood. It was an impressive win on Saturday for Maine women's basketball. They avenged their conference finals loss to Albany, and it was another big game for sophomore Adriana Smith, who was once again named the conference's Player of the Week. It's her 3rd time being recognized as the America East Player of the Week. She averaged 21.5 points, 10 rebounds, and 3.5 assists in Maine's 2 wins. She tallied her conference-leading 11th double-double on Wednesday and then scored 22 points with 9 rebounds in the win over Albany over the weekend. She scored in double figures in 11 straight games and is looking to make it an even dozen this Wednesday when the Black Bears host Bryant. Bryant on Wednesday, the men at Bryant Wednesday. Let's go to the ice now. A Monday matinee in Class A girls hockey will head to Penobscot Ice Arena. The Cape Fleet Riots are making the trip up to Brewer, and they are playing the Penobscot Pioneers. Pioneers up 1 when we kick this one off in the first period. Jordan Williams looking for more, but Abby Steinhagen makes the save. Later in the first, Riots now. Marina Bassett makes her move and fires, and we are all tied at 1 after that goal. So to the second period we go. It's Jordan Williams again from Brewer. She risked this one just over the glove of Steinhagen. Gets her revenge from earlier. Penobscot in the lead 2-1. After another goal, so 3-1. Here is Williams again in the third. Fires it home. That's going to make it 4-1, and Pioneers go on to win 5-1 for their 6th straight victory. All right, let's do some hoops now. We will stay in Brewer here as we go check out the Witches taking on the Bulldogs from Lawrence. Witches looking to stay perfect. They have been hot to start the season. Brady Saunders and company looking to stop the Bulldogs. We'll start this in the second half. Brewer up, Lawrence climbing back. Michael Hamlin gets into the lane, pulls up, and drains it for 2. And then it's Brewer. Brock Flagg to Brady Saunders to Evan Netto. Back to Brock Flagg. Back to Brady Saunders for 2. Let me know if you got dizzy right there. And then it's Flagg. No sharing this time. He's going to get it from Saunders and just bury the long-range triple in the eye of the defense. The Bulldogs weren't done, though. Off the steal right here. That's going to be an easy 2 for Connor Nutting, who lays it in. But then it's Flagg running the break right here. He is going to find Netto for the tough 2 in traffic. Brewer wins again, 68-43. Across the river we go and over to the Cross Insurance Center. John Baptist girls, they are hosting the Ponies from Foxcroft Academy. Picking this up in the second half. It's a close game. Ponies have it. Maddie Kimball finds Allie Smith. She dribbles, turns, and banks it home for 2. And then it's the Crusaders on the other end. Claire Gattani, she's going to go baseline, stops, pops, floats it home for 2 for them. Back the other way now. Sam Ossenfort on the drive. She gets it over to Hallie Page. Catch and shoot from the corner. She drains that one. Foxcroft goes on to win 38-25. All right, we will shift things over to the stable now. Skowhegan Riverhawks paying a visit to the Class AA Broncos of Hamden Academy. First quarter we start. Riverhawks with it. Ariana Lewis finds Annabelle Morris. She gets into the paint, finishes smoothly with the left hand right there. Back the other way. It's going to be Lucy Wiles. She drives, gets around the defense. Nice Euro step there and gets the layup to go. This was a back and forth game. Riverhawks now, it's Allie Frey in the lane. She's going to get the tough post shot to go. And then here she is again, sharing the ball this time. Sharing is caring. She finds Maddie Morris in the corner. She drains the triple. Riverhawks win a close one, 42-36. All right, a lot of action on Monday night. Can't wait to see what is in store on Tuesday. That's all the time we have for sports. Be right back after the break.
Tonight's Stock Report is brought to you by Triple S Tax Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel. Come stop by for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
This is the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder and Rogue. With a range of drive modes, you can take a Sunday stroll in the least basic of places.
Get 1.9% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Since 1950, Fairhaven Camps, located in Brooks, Maine, has provided quality Christian summer camping experiences to young people from Maine and beyond. At Fairhaven Camps, we empower youth from ages 6 through 17 to seek the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Fairhaven Camps offers day or overnight camps as well as horsemanship and wilderness camps. Fairhaven Camps is now hiring for summer staff and accepting registration for campers. To sign up, apply, or donate, please visit www.fairhavencamps.org or call us today. Pond Hill Farms in Brooks, Maine offers 100% grass-fed beef in a variety of ways. Choose between individual cuts that are state inspected and ready to pop in your fridge or freezer. If you're looking to stock up, Pond Hill Farms offer the option to purchase hanging weight by quarter, half, or whole. We also offer live cattle if you're looking to grow your own herd. Pond Hill Farms also offer rental cottages with spectacular views of the farm and the Maine outdoors. Whether you're looking for fresh Maine meat or a gorgeous place to vacation, Pawn Hill Farms is the place to be.
Nearly all commercial vehicles carry big insurance policies. So if you're hurt by one of these box trucks, or by a garbage truck, or by any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. But they don't just give that money up. You need someone who's going to fight for it. That's exactly why you need to call the Twos. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by any commercial truck, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial truck? Call the Twos. Call 222-2222.
This is the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder and Rogue. With a range of drive modes, you can take a Sunday stroll in the least basic of places.
Get 1.9% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Just remain calm. Grab the head.
You grab the head.
Animal Control premieres February 16th.
It's on me now.
On Fox.
The Federal Aviation Administration has put safeguards in place following a massive system outage that grounded flights across the U.S. The outage of the FAA's Notice-to-Air Mission System, also known as NOTAM, grounded thousands of flights back on January 11th. Reuters reports the FAA has revoked the access of contractor personnel who unintentionally deleted files from the NOTAM system database. Reuters quotes a letter from FAA Acting Administrator Billy Nolan. According to the letter, the FAA has made other changes, including requiring 2 people to be present for system maintenance, including 1 federal manager.
Weight loss surgery appears to reduce the risk of an early death, especially from obesity-related conditions such as cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. Researchers going through 40 years of data from nearly 22,000 bariatric surgery patients in Utah, discovering compared to people of similar weight, those who underwent one of 4 types of weight loss surgery were less likely to die from any cause, and the drop was more dramatic when looking at specific causes of death, such as heart disease, diabetes, or cancer. Further research is needed to figure out exactly what's behind the lowered risk. The report appears in the journal Obesity.
And finally tonight, showing appreciation can go a long way in improving your heart health. A new study finds that reacting to stress with gratitude benefits the future of your cardiovascular health. Too much stress, of course, can be harmful to the heart. It can even increase the risk of coronary heart disease and can also lead to high blood pressure. Researchers in Ireland discovered a thankful worldview helps lower your blood pressure during stressful situations. Changing the way you look at things could, in fact, be key to recovering from stressful circumstances in a healthier way.
It's really interesting to hear about because, you know, there's so many things that can stress someone out on a daily basis. But taking a minute to be grateful for what you do have in life.
And starting your day from that point so that no matter what hits you during the day, you've already started from a place of, I'm happy to be where I am. I'm happy to be who I am.
Yeah.
We'll meet adversity with grace.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
try to anyway.
It's very mindful and a great outlook to have.
Indeed. All right, folks, well, that's going to do it for us from everybody here at Fox 22. Take care and have a great night.
Good night, everyone.